Guys, I bought a Stanley. I'm kind of obsessed with it, I'm not gonna lie, because like the color of it, beautiful. I've gone this long without getting one, but like, yesterday I had to, okay? It's been one day and now I'm like obsessed with it. Okay, anyway, that's not what we're here for. So I know it's been a very hot minute since I've uploaded. It's honestly been a hot minute since I've tried to even film anything, but today I'm going to be doing my September and October wrap up. I did not do a wrap up for September just because I read like 4 books and I was like, I'm not going to film a whole entire video for 4 books. And I was like, I could do a TBR, but like honestly I don't know because I was low-key in a book slump in September. But then October, guys, I have so many books that I read in October that I loved. So we're going to talk about all the books that I've been reading. We're going to talk about all the books that I've been loving, all the books that I have been DNFing. Not because of my slump, but because I just truly did not enjoy them. I have plenty of books to talk about, and again, as I said, it's been a hot minute since I've filmed, edited, uploaded a video, so I'm really sorry about that, but I'm back. Okay, and hopefully I'll actually like get on track with like some type of schedule or whatever, but right now I'm just gonna try to just film and upload whenever I please. But we're just gonna go ahead and get right on into all of the books and everything like that. So we're first gonna start off with the books that I read in September, and the first one that we have is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. If I'm being so honest, I really don't remember how this book ended or like anything about this book. It's been such a long time and I have not picked up another Sarah J Maas book like after it. But I remember loving this book so much because of all the character development that we got in here. Meeting Rowan, seeing Selena grow from like this really hurt girl to being so strong, and just Dorian. Like I just remember the character development here was so freaking good. I'm a big character person. I love it whenever you get to see like the characters grow and like the characters go through things and like train and do all these kind of crazy things. Like I love that kind of stuff. And just seeing that in this book made me so happy. Like I really did get attached to these characters in the first like couple books of this series, and now it's like I need to continue it. Queen of Shadows is like one of my next reads just because I really want to try to finish the whole entire Sarah J Maas universe before January. But beside the point, Heir of Fire, I really loved it. The character development here is really great. I can't really say too much just because like there's like 3 books before this one. If you have not picked up the Throne of Glass series yet, definitely pick it up. It's so great. Also, I think this is like my favorite cover out of all of them. Either this or Tower of Dawn. I really do love the Tower of Dawn cover. Yeah, so that is Heir of Fire. Also, finally, I don't know if you guys know this, I've been rereading the ACOTAR series since June, the beginning of summer, and I have finally finished A Court of Wings and Ruin. So I started rereading the series because I wanted to annotate all of the books, and guys, just look at that. The entirety of Wings and Ruin has been annotated. Guys, that, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this video to come out. I can't even say too much about it because there's going to be a whole video. It's going to be super long, but honestly, I don't care because I had fun filming it. It took me months, but I've been having fun filming it. I did finish Wings of Ruin. Obviously, this book is like 6 out of 5 stars. Like, it's my top series I've ever read in my entire life. Obviously, because I've reread probably the series like 3 times just this year, and I read this series for the first time in February. If you have not heard of the ACOTAR series yet, go read it. I'm sure that you've heard it. That's why I'm not like repeating the stuff about the Sarah J Maas universe. Yeah, finally finished that, which took, this book alone probably took me 2 to 3 months to finish. I'm not even gonna lie, it took me so long. And then the next book that I read was actually a Kindle read, and that is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is my 3rd time reading this book. Guys, I was in such a slump in September that I honestly just reread a whole lot of books that I loved, and Say You Swear is one of them. Say You Swear follows this girl Ariana and this other guy Noah. Yeah, Ariana, her brother plays with Noah on the football team at their college that they end up going to, and they have kind of a connection, but there's also like a best friend's brother trope with this other guy. I can't remember his name, but it's like it's like a love triangle, but like it's not an annoying love triangle by any means. Like it's kind of good. I mean, I love love triangles anyway. I love Twilight, so like obviously this book specifically, like the love triangle in here is actually really great. It's really fun. This book alone, just the character development, the emotions that you get from this book is absolutely insane. And as I said, I'm a big character person. I'm a big like, I love emotional things. It's just so good. And if you have not read it yet, please go read it. This is my 3rd time reading this book, and each time I rate it higher and higher. Like, it's 6 out of 5 for me. It's so good. And then the next book that I read is yet another reread, and that is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I can remember everything about Twisted Love, Games, and Hate. Like, I know the plot lines of those books just because I've reread them each like 3 or 4 times. Twisted Lies, I have not read since last summer. Well, not this past summer, but the summer before, the first time that I read it. And so I was like, okay, I should probably reread it because this is a part of my favorite series and I honestly don't remember anything from it. So I reread Twisted Lies, and let me tell you, the reread of it, like knowing, like reading things and then starting to remember things from like the first time that I read it, guys, everything about them is interconnected. Like literally Invisible String was written for them. Like, hello, like Taylor Swift wrote that song for Christian and Stella. But basically, if you don't know what this book is about, it is about Christian Harper. He's kind of like this multi-billion-dollar man, rich man or whatever, and Stella is this like social media kind of star, but like the way Anna writes it doesn't make it weird. I specifically do not read books that have like the main girl character, the main character just in general be like a star, like whether it's like a pop star or a movie star or like social media kind of stuff. I just think it's so weird, like the way it's depicted sometimes from what I hear about other books. I just don't pick them up, but I love this book. I love the way that Anna Huang wrote about like this girl who does social media, that's like her job and everything. Like I really loved it. Basically, Stella lives in Christian's apartment building that he owns, and like something happens with her where it's like she needs like a bodyguard type of thing, and he like helps her with that kind of stuff because she's like being stalked. It's just really interesting. Like if you have not read it yet, then definitely pick it up. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so why not? It's basically free. Kindle Unlimited is free. Anyway, Twisted Lies. I reread it. I just needed a comfort book, and I'm so happy that I picked this one up because it was so good. And then the last book that I read in September was Offside. I don't remember anything from this book. All I know is that it's a hockey romance, and I remember it just reading it 50% of the way through, and then the couple was already together and I was like, we still have half of the book left. What is gonna happen? Like, this book felt so long. It was good. I remember liking it. It was fine. It was whatever, because the hockey romance is like, it's whatever, it's good. I just was so checked out by 50% of this book that I was just like, ooh, it's really long and I really do not like that. That's my only complaint that I have for this book. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, I don't remember anything from it, so I have nothing to say about it. I did originally rate this book 4 out of 5 stars, but I think I'm probably gonna knock it down to a 3 out of 5 just because I can't remember anything from it. It wasn't memorable. So I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to all the people that love this book, but it's just not for me. So these are all my September books. Now we're gonna get into all the October ones, which are like 9, which is actually kind of impressive for me because I was in a big old slump in September. Ooh, this stack is heavy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first book that we're going to talk about, guys, I am so excited to talk about this book. You guys have no idea. And that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Since this book was announced, like earlier this year, I had been waiting for this book to come out. I've been looking forward to October because like October, if you don't know, was basically like book month pretty much because so many new releases came out in October. Like I read them all, by the way, the ones that came out that I was so excited for. Like you guys have no idea. Anyway, Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This book follows Russ and Aurora. Russ is a part of the hockey team from the book Icebreaker, if you guys remember that one, at this like college. Aurora, I think they go to the same college, but one night they kind of hook up. They have like a little one-night stand, but they both end up working at the same summer camp over the summer. And that I've been hearing like mixed reviews, like people love it, people also just don't like it. I personally love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was so amazing. I really actually loved that we got to meet new people and new characters and that we were in a new setting and not at the college, just because I feel like it's so redundant to read kind of the same formulated romance over and over again of like a hockey player meets girl at college. It's a college hockey romance. This one did not feel like it. Like it was just like two broken people at a summer camp just trying to just work on themselves during the summer, but also like there's that connection between them. I just love these characters so much. I related to Aurora in a way that I don't think I've ever related to a character in my entire life. Like I loved her so much. She has her own issues, she has things that she goes through. She's just a strong character to like be like, I want to get better, I want to do this, I want to do that, and like she does it. And then Russ is just a sweet man. Like he, anxiety kind of man, like an overthinker, but like in the best way possible, I guess. Like the way that he grew, I was just so proud of him while reading this book. I was like, yes, Go Russ. Like, I'm so proud of you. And there were so many quotes in here. Like, I started annotating this book hardcore just because it was so good. I really wish I would have like done a reading vlog for this book just because I just want to read it for the first time again. It was just so good. This is definitely one of my favorite books I think I've ever read. It's definitely teetering into like the 6-star category for me. I loved it so much. I honestly loved it more than Icebreaker. Icebreaker had a lot of spice in it. This one did not, which I honestly really liked a lot better just because like their relationship, like yes, they started off that way, but their relationship didn't build off of that. It built off of their connection, like emotionally, and like them going through stuff. But I really liked it. I really loved it, and I love the ending whenever we got to see everybody together. I really hope that there's more books of this series coming out because I need more. Hannah Grace, please give me more. That is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I could probably talk about this book for forever. So the next few books I have are all part of the same series, and that is the Dark Verse series by Runix. I finally picked up The Reaper, which is the second book to The Predator, but this one specifically follows Tristan and Marana, but it's like part 2. They're the only couple that gets a book like this. So like The Predator, which is the first one, is them, and then the second one, which is The Reaper, is about them, and then the next book you get to follow Dante, who's a different character. I give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really love Tristan and Marana's like relationship, their character development, and especially in this book, like there's so many things that happen that I was like, what's going on? I can't really say too much about this series. Like, this is one of those series where you have to go into it blind. You have to go into it like not expecting anything, not knowing the tropes. Just read the series. It's really good. It's a mafia romance, but it's not like disgusting mafia romance. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's not weird. Like, it's actually really good. Moving on. The next book of the series is The Emperor, and this is Dante's story. Dante is Tristan's like adoptive brother, or like Tristan is Dante's adoptive brother. In here you get Dante and Amara's story. You get like, you meet them in The Predator and The Reaper, and you kind of see like, oh, there's something definitely between them. Guys, this is my favorite book out of the entire series. Like, I thought I loved The Predator and The Reaper. Nothing can beat Dante and Amara's story in The Emperor. This book is a 5 out of 5 stars for me. It is so freaking good. It's like childhood best friends to lovers, but it's like, it's forbidden, and it's, guys, I love a good forbidden romance, and this, so good. So good. Please pick it up. Please pick up the series. The twists and turns that this book takes too, it's insane. I loved it so incredibly much. Again, I can't really talk about it too much just because it follows a storyline. There is one thread story throughout all of these books. This was really good, obviously, because I keep on talking about it. Anyway, and then the next book that I read was the 4th book of this series, and that is The Finisher. I gave this book a 4.75 out of 5. It's almost a 5 stars. It really is almost a 5 stars. There was just something about it that was like, it's not exactly a 5 stars, but it's like, it's almost there. In this book, you get to follow Alessandro and Zeffrey. I don't know. Alessandro is like this mafia boss type of man who's like, oh, I'm bad, I'm mean, I'm like blah blah blah, you can't get to me. And Zeph is this really sweet girl who's just been traumatized and just wants to love and be loved. They kind of cross paths. Like, Zeph is like, she's been traumatized, she wants to be loved, but she's also like super bold about it. She's very confident in herself. You get to learn about her, like why she's like that, why she's scared, but she's also extremely confident even whenever she is scared. Like, she's so strong because she pushes past her fear and just does it. And I'm like, I love that. I want to be like that. I want to be like you whenever I grow up. That's what I think whenever I read about her. They kind of like cross paths. They end up having this fake relationship, which is actually like really interesting because he's very much like, I don't get this, but like, sure. Guys, it was so good. The thread from how The Reaper and The Emperor go to this book as well is just also insane. Like, it's just so good. I need to finish the series. There's one last book and I haven't started it yet, but I need to. That's The Finisher. I'm not going to talk about it too much because if I keep on talking about it, I'm going to give away so many spoilers. So yeah. Anyway, next book that I have is Court of Frost and Starlight. Again, I'm not going to talk about this one too much just because of the ACOTAR reading vlog that I have coming out, but I finally finished it. This book alone took me an entire month to read, and it's like 200 pages. I think it was just because I was at the end of the reread and I was like, I'm just ready to be done with the series for now. And honestly, this book still gets a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know. This one is like, obvious. It's my least favorite out of all of them, but it's like, I think it's my least favorite just because it's so short. Like, if it was longer and it had more of a plot, whatever, then I think I would have liked it better, but it's not my favorite. Alright, the next book that I have is one that I actually ended up DNFing because I hated it, and that is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I wish so hard that I could enjoy this book. I got, I think, 80 pages into it, and I had to DNF it. I was like, I can't finish this book. I can't get through it. In my brain, it's like Harry Potter, but super dark. like people are dying and like these teenagers at this boarding school are just like, they're evil, you know, like that's how I describe this book. The reason being why I DNF'd it, there was no descriptions in this book. Like the way that things are described are very weird. The monsters that you kind of get to learn about in here, there's really no description, there's no backstory. It may be one of those books where as you read it you get more, but like I got 80 pages into it. I cannot imagine what this place looks like. I can't imagine the main character. I can't imagine any of the other characters. I can't imagine the monsters. And there's just no connection because I know nothing about any of these people. And I wanted so hard to like this book so I can like read the entire series, and like I really was trying to push through. I just couldn't do it. So I did DNF this book. I also looked up this book to see if people were feeling the same way, and there was a lot of problems I guess with this book, like from other people, and I was like, I just don't want to read this. So I DNF'd it. Very sad, but it's okay. But right after I finished that book, I picked up Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Oh my gosh, if you don't know, Chestnut Springs is probably my favorite series of the entire like world. Like other than ACOTAR, it's Chestnut Springs. This entire series follows people who like live on a ranch, and you get like all these different tropes. But in this one, Bo's story, Bo is a military man who ended up getting like lost in action, or what is it? Yeah, lost in action. No, missing in action. He went MIA. He went missing in action, and like he came back home after a few months of like being missing in action, or like if it was a few weeks, few months, something like that. And he's like super traumatized. He used to be like the super lively guy who would like joke and laugh and all these things, and now he's not that way at all. He drinks all the time. He's very secluded from his family, and he has a relationship with this girl named Bailey. Bailey Jensen is a part of like their rival family, this like family who her brothers are awful people. Her dad's an awful person who's been like in and out of prison for years, and there's so many like different stereotypes for Bailey. Like people treat Bailey very poorly just because of who her family is. And so Bailey works at this bar. Bo goes to this bar and he ends up like meeting her. Like obviously they've known each other for years, but like he goes and like sits at her corner of the bar and like talks to her and like all these kind of things, and they kind of have like this instant connection, which like it's not insta-lovey. I didn't think it was insta-lovey, like but they just have this instant connection. And so they end up having this like fake engagement because he's like, I want my family off my back, and Bailey's like, well, I want people to treat me differently and I want to actually get a job somewhere that's not a bar. And so they kind of start to like fake date and all these things. And guys, it was just so cute because as you read it, you get to see Bailey become a stronger woman, and Bo to kind of get out of this like, oh, I'm just like really mad at the world kind of thing, and like he becomes lively again. And it's just so amazing to see that because they don't know that's happening, but you as the reader know that's happening. Guys, Elsie Silver did it again. I love this book. This is a 5 out of 5, 6 out of 5 kind of star for me. Like I thought it was amazing. I love this series so much. I don't think anything will ever top Heartless or Reckless, but this one, oh my gosh, guys, it's so good. Yeah, that is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. And then the final book that I read this month that I actually finished this morning because I was like, I'm sitting down and reading it, is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the last book of Once Upon a Broken Heart series that finally came out. Guys, I've been waiting so long for this book to come out, like since summer, and I'm so happy that I read it. I'm so happy that I finished the series. I loved this series. I did get this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I think this entire series for me is a 4 out of 5 star kind of series. It's not my absolute favorite, but I love it. Like there's just something so childlike about this series I really love. This book, I thought it was really well done. I'm not gonna lie, Evangeline kind of got on my last nerve in this book, but that's okay. She's the main character. She can be a little annoying. It's fine because this is also like a young adult fantasy book. Like it's supposed to be like that. I really enjoyed this book. I loved everything about it. I thought it was so great. I don't really know what to say about the series. Like I just finished it, like probably like 40 minutes ago I just finished it, so I'm still trying to wrap around like how I feel about this book, how I feel about the entire series, trying to put it into words, but like I'm still digesting everything, you know what I mean? Kind of wish I would have annotated this book the way I did The Ballad of Never After, just because there were so many quotable moments in here that I was like, oh, I need a pen, I need a highlighter. But I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. So yeah. And so these are all the books that I read in the month of October. I read so many good books. Like I was just flying through them. I was like, oh my gosh, 5-star here, 4-star there. Like the only book that I think that I really just did not enjoy was A Deadly Education. But like other than that, all of these books, so good. Those are all the books that I read in October and September. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. I really hope that you guys are ready for more videos from me because I'm ready to start filming again and just get back into everything. Hopefully school allows me to do that. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.